Okay, here we are, folks. This is another Lizard Productions by Scott Bader. Unfortunately, I don't have my lizard with me, but I do have a dead scorpion in the garage. I'm going to show you later. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to take concentrates and run them through my little gold buddy, and that's the start of the processing unit. Now what I'm going to do is first off is tell you is how I get to this white bucket here, and we'll go from there. Okay, here's my white bucket. This white bucket contains all my concentrates. Now it may look big to you, and it is. It's 1/8 of an inch and smaller. Okay, what I do is out in the field when I clean up after 3 runs of 10 buckets each that I fill up, I then put this material through a 1/4 inch screen. Okay, and then under the 1/4 inch screen I have an 1/8 inch screen. Now what doesn't go through the 1/4 inch screen is big chunks of rock, and I toss that. But before I toss it, I wet it down to make sure there's no gold in there. It's easier to see when it's wet. And then what goes through the under the 1/4 inch, I got an 1/8 inch screen, and what goes through the 1/8 inch and what doesn't go through the 1/8 inch goes into this bucket, and this bucket is with me every weekend. And when it gets to a certain level, or when I feel like going through it, is when I bring it home here and run it through this machine right there. Now this machine is called a recirculating sluice. It is a gold buddy, and it runs off of water. It's got a little sluice on it, and it's got a hopper, the screen. Big stuff rolls off, small stuff drops through, the water runs through it, big stuff sticks, light rocks, sand roll off. I got an orange pail inside of this catch bucket, and this catch bucket is full of water. You can see. And what I do is I got a 12-volt bilge pump submerged, hooked up to a hose. This hose runs up to my machine, and the bilge pump is hooked into a 12-volt power supply. And we'll turn it on, let you hear it, and see how it works. You can see water's running out of the top. Okay, and it comes down through the screen. It's down here, and the material will run into here, off the end, and into this catch bucket. And the catch bucket gets full, I just dump it out instead of dumping the whole tub. And if you got that, and you see the soap in there. The soap causes the small gold to not float. That way you won't lose your fines. Okay, here we're going to demonstrate. Just going to take this hand trowel and feed this stuff in here. And the water coming out of the top washes it down. And it goes down to here. Flows off the end. And later on, we'll see if we got any gold in here. Okay, folks, I see lots of gold laying in here. We're going to shut her down, and I'm going to show you. Okay, let's disconnect this hose. It's coming from the pump. Let's go and lift this up, and we'll show you all the gold. If you can really see it, right there, right there. It's a little piece of rock in the way. There's gold right there, there's gold right there, there. piece, a little dirty yet. Okay, here we go. There's a really nice piece of gold right in there. See that?
Yeah.
Grab that bad boy. Well, that's nice. Well, that's like catching a fish. I can't even grab it. Look at that. That's a beauty. It is a beauty. That's a nice little nugget. Boy, you could find those all day. Wow, that's pretty. Very pretty. Okay, let's get going. Okay, so here we're going to take this riffle tray up. Put this back. And when we remove the riffle tray, be careful. Put everything in another container. You don't want to lose anything hanging on. I'm going to stick it in this bucket. Give it a wash. And we'll get all the rocks, gold. Put that aside. And then we want to take our screen out. And under our screen is our mat, or a cloth. And I have to take a time out here. You don't want to mess this procedure up. Okay, as you can see, I took the carpet out and put it in here. And what we're going to do with this next is wash it and wash all that gold off of here into this tub of water. And then we're going to start classifying it, and I'll explain that to you when we get to there. But in the meantime, you also want to take a look at the inside of this box, and you can see all the black sands laying around that got underneath the carpet. And there is gold. I see gold laying along the sides, and you want to wash that out and catch what's in there and process that. Okay, now we got this carpet washed out. We got it washed out in the tub. And when you wash your carpet out, you want to make sure that you wring it out really good, pull it, stretch it, and go through every mat on it, every little piece of matting on it. And make sure that you got the gold that is stuck in there, because you do pick it out, because it likes to get intertwined. Works very well. Okay, here's our material now that's in the bucket, or I should say the tub, that I took off the carpet, and I can see a lot of gold in there. Now I don't know if you can, but I see it all right in here. Lots of black sand. And I filled this up with clean water after I washed the carpet out, because I love working with clean water. In fact, I got a hose here, and I'm not out in the desert doing this. It's a lot more fun when the water's crystal clear and you can see your material. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to dump this tub into a screen, and I'm going to start classifying it. It makes it easier to work. Now here we have a number 20 screen, and the bigger the number, the smaller it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this screen and I'm going to set it down here for a minute. Okay, we're going to take this 30 screen, which the holes are smaller now. I think it means 30 holes per square inch, if I'm not mistaken. See how tight that one's wound. Okay, and we're going to set it down on this bucket. And then we're going to take this 20 and set it on top. So what goes through the 20 is going to stay on top of 30, and what doesn't go through this 20 I'm going to pan out. And then what I'll do next is I'll pan out what didn't go through this 30, and then what did go through was so fine I'm probably going to run it in a blue bowl. It'll mostly be black sand and very fine gold. Or I could also run what didn't go through the 30 along with what did go through the 30 and put it in the blue bowl. And usually if you take a magnet and go over it, you can get out the big chunks, the bigger chunks of magnetite, and you won't have a problem running it through the blue bowl. Okay, here we got when I have the 20 sitting on top of 30. I emptied my tub. Now I'm just going to run a hose in here, loosen this stuff up, move it around. I see a lot of gold in there. And whatever runs through the 20, I'll catch it, and it'll go down into the 30, which is right there. And we'll swish that around, and that'll be our nice fine stuff, possibly for the blue bowl. Okay, here's what didn't go through the 20, and all I'm going to do now is put that in a pan right there, and I'll pan that out. And then here's the 30 screen, and what went through there dropped into my orange bucket, and what didn't sitting on top. And I can see lots of nice gold in there. So we'll shake this around, let all the fine stuff drop into the bottom. And what's nice about this is you just put water in the bucket and then put the screen on, and it plops right down in the bucket about an inch. And you don't have to have the hose running. Now I could have done that with the 20, but I thought I'd double stack it, being there's so little in there I didn't want to have to fish it out of the 3-gallon bucket again. So we'll just go like this, move it around, and then we'll probably take both of these, or I'll take the bucket and put it in that little container right there. And that's where I keep all my very fine concentrates. And this here, I'll probably just pan out along with that stuff. And here's my very fine concentrates I keep in this coffee can. This is perfect blue bowl material. This thing is just loaded. It's actually like coffee. And we'll run that to the blue bowl, and we'll demonstrate some other time. Nice little containers. Okay, here we go. Here's our material. This is what didn't go through the number 20. It laid on top, and I see nice gold in there. We're going to pan that out, pick out the big ones. This here is what didn't go through the 30. Went through the 20, but didn't go through the 30. And we're going to pan that out. And this is what didn't go through, or this is what did go through the 30. And this is, yeah, I'm going to lock the door, I'm done. Talking to Michelle. And this is what did go through the 30. And that is beautiful, fine, some nice little pieces of flour gold. The consistency of muddy sand mixed with black sand, and fine granular sand. And that'll go into that little boy right there. Perfect blue bowl material. Now here's the material that didn't go through the first screen in my classifying project after the wet system. And I didn't run very much material, but this is very rich material. I got this from Mom's place. I see a couple of pickers in there. Nice little, I'll call them nuggets. Got one there. This little nugget there, nugget. Nice pickers. Some people might even call them nuggets. And you see all them chunks of magnetite. But look at that. And I still got two more pans of material. I got what went through the 30, which is going to go in the blue bowl, and what didn't go through the 30, but went through the 20. And I'm going to do that next. And that's right there. I'll not screen, but I'll take a magnet, which I did do earlier. It makes this much easier to get rid of all that heavy black material. Just take one of these cheap little magnets and you run over all this stuff and you can literally pull all the black out of there. And then you can just pick out with the tweezers. That's absolutely, I'm going to sit down and pick that up with the tweezers. That's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. Okay, and here's what it looks like after I took the magnet and pulled all that magnetite out. This stuff right there looks like boulders. And there it is, look at that. It's pretty sweet. Like it says, we got some big pieces in there. I love that. It's all from Mom's place. That's what it's all about. I'll put that in my vial after I tweezer it up. And I'll go to the gold prospecting meeting and show it off. And I won't tell anybody where I got it either. Okay, here we're going to do a little demonstration with this magnet. See all that black sand in there? Magnetite. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this magnet and run it over here. And you can just see it picking it up. You see how I cleaned all that up? Just for example, we'll drop it off right there. And we'll go see if we can get a little more. Stamp it down a little bit, run it over it, pick it up. And that makes cleaning up your gold so much easier. And we picked up some more. And this is what we got out of the stuff that went through the 20 but didn't go through the 30. Okay, now that we're done for today demonstrating the wet system, now the fun part. I get to put it all back in the box. Storage bins, that is. And next time you see me, we'll be demonstrating the Blue Bowl. Goodbye for now, and Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hey, there's a Christmas cat. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Sammy, you the gold cat? You gonna find some gold? Sammy, he's looking for gold. He's sniffing out gold. Sammy, you find me any gold over there? Where are you when the water's running? Huh? Yeah, looking for scorpions. Meow. Sammy, say goodbye. Oh, now here is something before we go. I want to show you that Michelle found in her garage. That is a scorpion that she killed. It was crawling into her house through the garage door. And she claims that it's coming from my concentrates. And a lot of these rocks that you see in the yard, and these rocks I have brought over from the desert and put in her yard. And I guess they're telling me that there's little scorpion larvae, or however they are born, that are coming out of these rocks. And they found 3 of them already within the past month. Now I guess this is a little one. You can look at his chompers right there. It's pretty interesting. So I guess when you bring your material home, or if you bring rocks home, just make sure there's no scorpions in them. Or brush them off and get the larva, or whatever the hell they're born out of, off your rocks. There's the back side of them. Unfortunately, this fella don't got a tail anymore.